logic behind it. Okay? Now, what if I gave you a problem? And again, I'm just showing you the basic types. It's just clearly a math problem. So all you have to do for this one is you just need to show me all of the work. Okay? So you're given these two things. It says, let f be the function defined above, where c and d are constants. If f is differentiable at x equals 2, what is the value of c and d? Remember, if it's differentiable, that means it's continuous and the slopes from the left and the right are equal. Okay? So here's the first thing you got to do. You just show me the math. So like I told you before, if it's continuous, that means the two functions from the left and from the right have to be equal. Okay? If it is differentiable, that means the slope from the left has to equal the slope from the right. But remember, c and d are constants. So let's take the derivative of the top function. So we have, I'm just going to write this out. We have c of x plus d. If I want to take the derivative of that, remember, use the power rule. So it's going to be c, and then d is a constant. So because d is a constant, that's going to equal 0 when I take the derivative of it. Now let's look at the second one. It's x squared minus cx. So now I need to take the derivative of this with respect to x. So x, this is going to be 2x, and this is going to be 1 minus, so this will be 1 times c, which is going to be c, and then to the 0, so it's going to be minus c. Okay? So now what you have to do is you have to try to figure out what everything is. So remember, we know, for example, this is differentiable at x equals 2. So every place we see an x, we are going to put a 2. So I'm going to put 2c plus d equals 2 squared minus 2c. Okay, so notice I just switched the order of the x's, and then right here, I'm going to do c equals 2 times 2 is 4 minus c. So you have two equations, two unknowns. You just need to solve for one of them now. So I'm going to move this c to the other side. So that's going to give me 2c equals 4. And then I'm going to divide by 2. So I get c equals 2. Now, once I have that, I can plug it into this one. So every place I see a c, I'm going to put a 2. Okay? So every place I see a c, I am going to put a 2. So what do I get? I get 4 plus d equals 4 minus 4, which is 0. Move the 4 to the other side, so I subtract 4. So I get d equals negative 4. But do note, that's not what this question is asking. It is asking, what is the value of c plus d? So I have to do 2 plus negative 4, and I get negative 2 as my answer. Okay? So with a math problem, you clearly have to show me all the work. Do not just give me the answer. Show me all of the steps and how you solved it. So anytime I give you a math problem, show me the work. Okay? Now, what about our last set? Our last problem, I need to kind of zoom out a little bit here, or zoom in a little bit so you can see the whole thing, is this problem. It gives us some tables and graphs. What if I gave you a problem that had tables and graphs? It's the same way as the other problem where you have to show me the work, but you need to put some explanation in there how you use the graph and what you did. So what it gives us, it says the graph of f and g are shown above, and it says h of x equals f of x times g of x. They want us to find h prime of 6. Okay, so clearly this problem is going to require us to do a little bit of math work. And then you're going to have to explain to me how you use the table and graph to get your answer. So if we look at this, if I want to find h prime of 6, I need to take the derivative of that. So it's going to be the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to explain to me how you got the values for this. So, for example, f of x, I go to the graph and find the f of 6 value. Because remember, what we're trying to do here is we are trying to find h prime of 6. So I need to figure out what f of 6 is. Okay, so I'm going to go to the graph. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go up to f, and I find that the value of f of 6 is 2. Okay, now I need to figure out this. G prime of x, this is the slope of g of x at 6. So if I'm trying to find g prime of 6, I'm just going to give myself a little note. So this is what you would tell me. I'm finding the slope of g of x at 6. So I go up here. Here's 6. G of x is right here. This is a line, so the slope goes down 1 and over 2. So g prime of x is 1/2. Okay, and I might even draw in the little slope triangle there just to kind of give me some, information. Now, the next one, this is the value of g of x at 6. So I go here, the value is 1, 2, 3, 4. So g of 6 is equal to 4. And then right here, I know this is the slope of f of x at 6. So when I do f prime of x, okay, when I do f prime of x, I'm going to go up, actually of 6. I'm going to go up to this graph. I notice it's a straight line. The slope goes down 2 and over 1. So this is going to be 2. And then now I need to kind of multiply. Oh, I notice I made a mistake. Both of these should be negatives because the slopes are going downward. So what that's going to give us then is 2 times negative 1/2 is negative 1. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So h prime of 6 is going to equal negative 9. Okay, so this one required a little bit of explanation in the middle. So if you have to use the graph or a table or something like that, just explain to me how you are getting to that final answer. So that is what I just wanted to show you. I wanted to explain to you a little bit about 4 different types of problems and how you can get corrections on your next test. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys will take the time to go through and correct your tests well. Have a good evening, and I expect to see these on Friday. Bye.